Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We left off with a short encounter with our client, Mr. Hairbrain. He talked about being diddled and fiddled, and that was pretty strange, to be honest. But we actually need to get a little more information out of him, because, well, especially about Enoch Drebber and Assman and all that stuff. Because, apparently he didn't know that, it was all a scam, but he might be able to provide us useful information regardless in terms of, who those people actually are. So yeah, and what they're about, I mean. So yeah, let's go for it. Everything I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, Mr. Assman, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even. Yeah, you really do like your hypothesis. I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way. I mean, it's either that or you go to jail and like, die. No, it was not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. Well, I mean, at least you can learn from this, right? I mean, probably. Or was there? Oh. It was never my intention to beg, to take it all away from you now. Wait, is that how that song goes? Yeah, misery business. Look it up. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public. Yeah, but you kind of did. Thankfully, you can't go to jail for, deceiving people? I mean, I know fraud is a thing these days, but I'm not sure if that was like a statute back then. Like, businesses could sell you fucking, heroin and call it fucking sleeping aids, Well, at least that's what they understood it to be at the time anyway, but, But in court this morning, I realized something. Oh? If you've done something wrong without knowing it... Ah, bugger. You've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you're aware of it or not. Well, yeah, but also but legally, there's a distinction. That's why I think involuntary manslaughter is a thing. Or, criminal negligence versus first-degree murder. That kind of situation. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me. Oh, Professor. He believed in me this morning, Brock did. He believed in my hypothesis. Did he, though? Or was he just, pretending to believe it until we got to the obvious conclusion that, it was a scam? Because, he didn't seem like the kind of guy who would just believe in that sort of thing, willy-nilly. Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case. Yeah, or that, in terms of finding him guilty, he was going to say that it was real, regardless. No, Barack wouldn't do something like that. Are you sure about that? Do you really know your friend as well as you claim? I'm sure he genuinely believed it. Did he? That doesn't really seem like him. I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take over the prosecution in my trial, I mean. Oh? I mean, okay, elaborate, sure. Let's talk, tell me about that. After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even. I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there. So if any other prosecutor hadn't taken the case, if it was anyone other than Barack, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete and utter nonsense. Again, I think it was just establishing the facts of the case. As far as we understood it, the only way you could have done the murder is if the hypothesis was a success, you know? Based off what we knew. And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor, which kind of was what ended up happening regardless. Exactly! Which would have been a fate worse than death for me. I mean, I guess, but again, they still think that the experiment was a fraud, though. Even if you weren't completely aware of it. What are you going on about? But Baruch insisted that I was a proper man of science, from start to finish. You think that's why he... I know him very well indeed. Are you sure about that? Because, like, he changed, you know, the whole thing is he changed from when you knew him in college. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul. But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he? Yeah, exactly. Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it. Yeah, you might want to fucking rework that hypothesis too while you're at it. And what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? Again, I think he was just, like, going along with it until either A, he won, or B, we, like, inevitably proved that that couldn't happen. That's how I'm choosing to interpret it. I think Hairbrain might be a little too charitable to his good friend, Mr. Poopy Van Lights. I mean, you're not, you know, Japanese, so he doesn't just hate you for being Japanese. At least he doesn't hate you for your race. Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start? I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely, yes. When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. He looked over the paper I'd written. It said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused. He was so emphatic. But in reality, he was a mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems. I still can't believe it. As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually. But the scale of it! It wasn't just some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, he had body doubles and stuff. All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it. Man, ain't that the fucking struggle. Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through all of that, only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too rotten to believe. Oh, it is. I agree. Pretty rotten. And that's why we had to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Assman is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer. Mr. Enoch Drebber, the man of the hour, the man too sweet to be sour, riding the Tower of Power. Tell us what you know about motherfucking Enoch Drebber. Is he an engineer? Or a magician? Or a swindler? It was about a year ago when Mr. Assman first brought Drebber to meet me at my laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine. But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist. Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist. What do you mean? He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's a genuine scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation. Oh, I see. But the wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. Are there no more clues you can give us as to his whereabouts? I'm sorry. We only ever discussed the kinesis machine. Nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop. What workshop? Trevor's enormous fabrication laboratory, where he constructed my great machine. Well, that's a pretty useful hint and clue that where he might be. Why? Why didn't you mention this before? Enoch Trevor's workshop. There's every chance we might find the man there. I mean, yeah, that's I feel like you could have mentioned that sooner, I think. But oh well. So you've been to Trevor's place of work, then? Yes. Just once, you understand. It was an enormous place. Plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine, you see. Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance that we'll find Trevor there. Well, yes, definitely. I'm sure. As in, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have absolutely no idea what the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry! I was more than half expecting that. You see, I was blindfolded to carry it the entire way there. Why? That's weird and that's a bit sus, don't you think? He blindfolded you? Huh, he wasn't taking any chances then. The place was incredible! The pinnacle of modern engineering! Even the oil he used, the very best! A special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Ah, the indescribable scent of that imported oil! Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formulae and use that instead. Okay, geez, he's really getting excited about some fucking oil. What do you think, Mrs. Otto? Oh, the machine for your next birthday? Geez, don't be a smartass for your nose, guy. I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo, and I'm not sure I'd like to start with that. I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor. You don't have a business card for Mr. Trevor, for example. The man was clearly very cautious, Mrs. Otto. I'm sure he never would have... Yes, I do. He gave me his business card once. It's right here. Look. What? Let me see that. Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you? Enoch Trevor, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address. No. Oh well. Can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. Trevor's card has been entered into the court record. Oh well. I'm sure we'll find our way there eventually. Let's examine it just to be on the safe side. Wait. They got a D-pad and a minus button. Wait. Oh, it's like a fucking switch. It's got like well, it's not like switching controller exactly, but you know. Enoch Trevor, engineer, and then what the fuck is this? This dark smudge here. I think perhaps it's machine oil. Ah, yes, possibly. Professor Harebrained mentioned something about the oil Mr. Trevor uses, didn't he? He said it was specially imported, very high-quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Ah, yes, that's right. But more importantly, that it's more fragrant than the finest perfume. So, excuse me a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all. Don't worry. I expect that just because there's such a tiny amount on here. Okay, so we have the machine oil. Not sure what to make of that, or why it's so fucking, like, low res. But okay, that's something at least. Okay. Let's see. Let's see, we're in the prison. You don't really need to go to the prosecutor's office. We can go to the experimentation stage. Honestly, okay, there's a few places we could go, but I'm just gonna, you know, take it one step at a time, see where that gets us. Okay, 23rd of October. Good old Great Exhibition. And we're at the foot of the Crystal Tower. Hopefully they'll be able to make quick repairs. Oh, look at that! Huh. Oh, wait. Bro, Cesaro, can you move over? I want to see that. It looks like. What the dog doing though? What the dog doing? Huh. Wait. Oh, sorry. I heard some of the noise, like the music in like the background of the fair. It sounded like the fucking beginning to One Winged Angel, and like, boy, that would take this case in a whole different direction. I had no idea there were so many people in the world. I know what you mean. It's really packed here today. It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds at this point. Has it? I shut my brain down, so I didn't really notice, to be honest. Jeez, you're good at fucking zoning out, aren't you, Ryunosuke? I mean, that's not a bad skill to have. Sometimes you just gotta fucking disassociate. Especially when you're dealing with, like, tedious stuff like this. Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruhodo. Like, could you word that in a way that didn't sound like a fucking insult? But okay, whatever. You're okay. Coming from you, Mr. Suzato, I'll accept it. There you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before long. Is that Gregson? Oh, dude, move over, Greg Sus. I want to see what the fucking dog doing. Oh, ha, Inspector Gregson. I see you're hard at work as usual. Warm greetings to you. Wait, sorry. I gotta find. I never gonna have a consistent voice for this dude. Warm greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since last we met. That's awfully friendly coming from you, Inspector Gregson. Is it a special occasion? Are you just in a good mood for once? What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. And not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman so loyally at your side. Oh, why? Thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice. Wait. Oh, you're talking to Cesaro. And, oh yeah, I guess it has been a while. But, again, that's still... It's awfully friendly coming from you, fucking Greg Sus. He might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart. I suppose. I don't know about... doubt. He's not a fucking English... Well, he's English. That's about it. He ain't proper, and he ain't no gentleman. But he is English. I'll give him that. As you probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right. Well, that's the young trainee's domain. Oi! Get over here, Gina. Wow, she's just fucking playing with a dog at the workplace. Lucky, I guess? But hey, at least it's pretty cute. You know, she seems to be she seems to be happy. She seems to be busy playing with a puppy, probably giving it a traditional East End training. Gina? She's a police officer now? Oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't have known, huh? Yeah, it's quite the career move, but good career change. But you know, she's under Gregson's wing, which is still weird considering you know the obvious. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, she's a good kid actually. Oh, it's in the right place anyway. She's got the detection bug, if you ask me. I would try to make it a little bit rougher, but I don't know. Yep, I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely. What do you mean? I'm being transferred. It's time for me to say toodaloo to London. Wait, really? You're getting transferred, Gregson? Oh, come on now. Listen, well, that's no good. I mean, I know I like to joke about old Greg sus and whatnot, but you can't just leave us. Oh no! Really? That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? Well, come to see how you're getting along. Okay, okay. You're definitely a friendlier guy than me, Ryunosuke, that's for sure. Haha, not likely. But you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is. Oh, you going to fucking France, huh? Old Bon Jovi. What, you gonna start eating croissants and baguettes instead of your fish and chips? To France? I'll be working in the Paris Police Prefecture. Should be right up my alley. Wait, okay. That don't quite add up. You work for Scotland Yard. If you're being transferred to a whole other country and working for their police department, I don't think that's how transfers work. I'm pretty sure you're just again, you're working for the government, so. But France, it's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? Like, wait, is Scotland Yard? Wait, I need to fucking check something. Is Scotland Yard exclusive to England? I assume that, like, I thought they were like the English police force or whatever. Do they just have branches in like different parts of the world? Let me see. Yeah, okay, Scotland Yard is the headquarters of the Metropolitan Police, which is the London Police Department. So yeah, they work for England, the English government, and London. I gotta get transferred to fucking France. That don't make no sense. That's the way the adult world works, sunshine. And don't go poking your nose in where it's not wanted. I'm intending to take the kid with me when I go. What? You're taking Gina to Paris? Jeez. She's gonna get... She gets to go up in a hot air balloon? She gets a fucking dog? She gets to go to Paris? Being a police officer has been the best thing that's ever happened to her. Well, I can't leave her here in London. Who knows what'd become of her? I suppose he's worried she'd slip back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses. I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Naruhodo. I think he's worried about the Reaper. Oh, of course. I mean, dude, if the Reaper ain't come for him yet, or can't come for her yet, I don't think he's gonna come anytime soon. It's been 6 months. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, is it? Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina. Don't go blabbing, you hear me? No, of course not. Of course. I've got to keep that diving diva safe and sound. Until all this is over, at least. All what, exactly? Oi! Did you just call me a bloomin' diving diva again? So you heard that, did ya? Right, well... Any questions about the scene? You can put them to my capable... See, again, I can't fucking... Again, I'm just not... I'm not a professional voice actor. Any questions about the scene? You can put them to my capable detective diva here. Alright, you heard the boss. Inspector Lestrange's in charge here now. Suppose I'd better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you've, got a new dog, have you? Wow. Okay, that's, okay. I mean, I'm not, like, the hugest dog fan in the world, you know. I'm more of a cat guy, but that is a pretty cute dog. I can't deny. Ain't he great? Dobby's his name. That's a cute name for that is a cute name for a dog too. Oh, how delightful! He's absolutely adorable. Yes, the dog does seem lovely, but it's the not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. You know, this theme isn't like the most like, you know, flashy one, but it is a nice little like, it's a nice tune. I like the little like, bum bum bum. You know, that little, that bit, it's cool. But let's see. I mean, I could talk to her a little bit and still be okay, but I don't know. If I start, I want to finish it, and at that point, I don't know how long it's going to take to finish our conversation. And also the investigation part, too, so I think this one will be a little short, but it'll be fine, I think. Also, again, still, I'm curious about the whole transfer thing. Like, I'm pretty sure if you work for the city or a federal government and you go to another country, it's not really, again, unless Scotland Yard, like, I guess England, I mean, England and France have historically, even at this point in time, you know, haven't been the greatest of allies, so I don't think there'd be, like, branches of English police force in France, right? I don't know the historical, I can't tell you the historical accuracy, but I'm just pretty sure if you go from one country to another, that's more than being transferred. That's like, and you're not working for a private company, I mean. That's just like resigning and going somewhere else. But anyway, that's a minor, really quibble, I would say, so yeah. I'll leave things off for here. In the next episode, we'll talk to Gina, see how she's holding up, and her new doggy, and do some investigations. But until then, though, I'll see you around.